Good afternoon and welcome to Career Connections. Today's topic is careers in finance, and I'm so pleased to welcome our partner and supporter, Bank of America. My name is Lori Gentile, Director of Client Services, and I'll be your host today. As you've probably noticed, all of the lines are muted, but we still do want to hear from you. So if you have a question, please click on the Q&A box. It should be at the bottom of your screen. Type in your question, and then at the end, we'll answer as many questions as time allows. So before I introduce Bank of America, I just wanted to take a few minutes to chat with you about the Women's Resource Center. The Women's Resource Center has been empowering women in Manatee and Sarasota counties since 1979. Our programs and services are always offered at very low cost or no cost to our clients. And we offer mental health counseling and support groups, career services, educational scholarships and programs, legal and financial consulting and educational programs, and wellness programs. So that's things like yoga, meditation, things for the body and mind. And then most of our services since March have been delivered remotely. Our groups, our one-on-one meetings, all via Zoom, which is the platform we're on today. We have 3 centers. One is in Bradenton on Manatee Avenue, one on Tuttle Avenue in Sarasota, and one is on 41 South in Venice. We also have an upscale resale boutique in downtown Bradenton. So I just wanted to talk a couple of minutes, since this is a career-focused webinar, about our career services. One is career coaching, and our career coaches can help you. Again, it's remotely via Zoom for now, can help you with career discovery, planning your job search, designing your resume, and practice interviewing. We also have career centers in all 3 of our centers, which are closed now, but you can come into the center. We have computers set up, and we have in the centers, we have people who can do one-on-one training, who would be able to help you with your job search, whether it's working on your LinkedIn profile, or navigating the online job search tools. We also have 2 beautiful career closets. They're set up like very upscale boutiques. One is in Sarasota and one is in Bradenton. Again, they're closed for now, but hoping to open soon. And then we do various workshops like this Career Connections that we're doing today. The Career Connections, we partner with organizations like Bank of America who have roles to fill, or we connect our clients to educational opportunities that can help them in their career movement. One last thing, that I wanted to point out, sorry about that, went too fast, is we created a page as soon as COVID-19 hit. And it's basically, we've been collecting all types of resources to help our clients throughout the pandemic. It's got emergency services, food services, educational opportunities, services for parents to help them through. But what I wanted to point out right here is employment resources. So these are resources that can help you locate work and to see mostly who's hiring. So you'll see along the right-hand side of that page, organizations in our communities that are hiring. And if you click on the link, it actually brings you right to their career opportunities pages. So you can reach that on our website, which is mywrc.org/COVID-19 resources. Or if you just go to our main webpage, you can't miss it. There's a big button up front. So for more information about the Women's Resource Center, please call us at 941-256-9721 or visit our website at www.mywrc.org. And now it is absolutely my pleasure to turn this over to Zolia Hernandez, who's a talent acquisition recruiter with Bank of America. Off to you, Zolia.
Let me unmute myself first. Thank you, Lori, so much. So again, I am one of the talent acquisition recruiters for Bank of America. I've been with the bank actually about 14 and a half years. So time flies when you're having fun and you're enjoying your job. My primary focus is focusing on the financial centers. So I hire anywhere from the manager level all the way down to our relationship bankers. And again, just primarily focusing on our financial centers. But we do, as talent acquisition recruiters, partner with all lines of businesses, with Merrill Lynch, with Merrill Edge, with small businesses. So we definitely have a network within our recruiters. And just because if I don't have that particular position that you're looking for and, definitely utilize me as a resource, I will find out who hires for that location and, try to get you connected. So we'll talk a little bit more about that. But my focus right now, what I wanted to share with you, a couple of, reasons why Bank of America is, such a great opportunity and such a great bank to work for. Again, I've been here for about 14 years. And so just a couple of fun facts as of right now, for especially focusing on women, which is great. Right now, about 30% of our women's workforce takes up the board of directors, which is, pretty amazing. 50% of women take up for a global workforce. 40% of our managers here at Bank of America are women. Also, as of right now, we have in global management that have, global management team, that's about 45% are women. So that, I think those are just fantastic numbers. And again, they could vary because these were numbers that we had early last year, and we're just increasing those numbers as we speak. As of right now, we do have about 11 employee networks that we do provide for our associates to join. And then a couple of other things that I wanted to talk to you about. Right now, we do focus on a lot about career growth within our internal, focusing only on our internal associates. About 86% of our associates last year, we focused on upward mobility and hopefully, giving them extra skill sets, giving them extra tools to use so they could go find other different positions and different lines of businesses that they were looking at. So that was a huge focus for us, and we still continue doing that till today. A couple of other things that we do is that we focus a lot on volunteering, and I'll share that right now with you on that screen. I hope you guys could see the employee benefits program guide. But we do a lot about volunteering. We, do a lot of supporting with our own associates. There's just a lot of things that we have that the bank has to offer. So let me focus on the benefits that we have now. And again, I'm going to share this, and there's snippets of pieces up here, but I'm just going to highlight on a couple of things. So let me pull up over here. So you see that we have it kind of broken up in money, community, career, and time. So on the money side, what we do a lot for our associates is that as of right now, if you join the bank, we actually automatically sign you up for 401k. It was really surprising to us that a lot of associates did not know what 401k was. And to me, it's huge because that means that it's helping me to retire pretty soon. So it basically kind of takes a little bit of percentages of your paycheck, whatever amount that you choose, and it saves it in your paycheck to help you retire and set you up with that goal. Again, that's something that the bank does now automatically. You could fluctuate it on however much you want to contribute. But after a year of employment, the company does contribute up to 5% of what you're contributing. So it's pretty good because they're matching up with, say if you could contribute 5%, they'll also contribute another 5% into your 401k. So it's pretty neat. Also, we offer a lot of financial advice for free. So you do have, financial advisors that are able to help you out when you're an associate. So we have a lot of opportunities We do have a lot of financial services in terms of if you open up a checking account, savings accounts, you're at a certain tier level where you don't have to, you know, pay for certain things and, you know, just get a little bit more, more stuff, I guess you could say, if you're an associate with us at the bank. We have the opportunity to also talk about better money habits, which I think that we're already doing with the Women's Resource Center. So that's another thing that we're able to help out with our own internal associates when you join the bank. For the community, I think that this is really something that I really enjoy. We do focus a lot on volunteering, and that's something that the, you know, our CEO, Brian, really pushes us to do. And I think a lot of us just take a lot of pleasure in doing that. So we do volunteer a lot. And if you end up volunteering over 100 hours in 1 year, the bank will actually contribute $500 to that particular charity that you've been focusing and volunteering to. So it's such a, you know, rewarding opportunity that you're already doing that, but then even more so when you're able to, you know, give them a little bit of money. Again, like I mentioned, we do a lot of employee networks, charitable donations, career. So that's something that I, you know, want to kind of highlight and focus on. As internal associates, we have a plethora of just learning opportunities that we have here at the bank that is offered to us. We have My Learning, what we call is just a portal that's dedicated to enhancing your skill sets, listening to WebEx calls, other leaders, giving you career advice. And that's all free. That's all part of being a Bank of America associate. If you want more of a traditional setting for school, and you want to go in and study for management per se, it does have to be focused on the banking background. We do have that tuition reimbursement or tuition assistance. It was actually $5,500, I believe, last year, and they just upped it to about $7,500, $7,500 a year that we're able to contribute and help you with your education. So that is fantastic news, because obviously we want you to be able to grow and learn a lot more, and obviously move up to the next step with us within the bank. Career planning, we definitely have that, where we have a lot of websites where we have our own managers helping out our associates to help you go through what you really want to do, where you want to go, and give you those tools to help you. We do a lot of employee recognition, which is great, because that's something that we've heard a lot from our associates. We want to be recognized. For time off, in terms of our benefits, we do have the opportunity to purchase time off, meaning if you only have 2 weeks of vacation, certain lines of businesses here with us, you are able to say you want to purchase an extra 3 days of vacation, knowing that this coming year you're going to go maybe on a long-term vacation. You could do that. So a lot of things, we take advantage of that. Leaves of absence, we have that opportunity as well. Here's just a couple of things as well. This is a couple of the insurances that we cover. So if you do join the bank and you choose to have health benefits here with us, this is just the areas that we support for health benefits. And we help you out with that. We give you the opportunity to do teledoc. I'm not too sure if you're familiar with that, but where you're able to actually talk to a physician via WebEx or Zoom or anything of that nature if you're not able to go with them in person. We have different types of insurance discounts, car, life insurance, anything of that nature. What I wanted to highlight as well really quickly, I'm kind of looking at my time, the work-life section. These are pretty amazing. I have to be honest with you, even being here, I've been here for about 14 years. I'm learning something every day. As of right now, we have backup care, which is being utilized, a lot right now, given the situation that we're in right now. But backup care, it's basically, if you don't have your traditional childcare and, they're not open or they can't take any more children for whatever reason, you could actually, we'll pay you a certain amount a week for maybe an aunt, a sister, a cousin, someone that could help you out with your children, or even with an elderly parent, where the bank is basically helping you every opportunity that you could find daycare so you could go to work. And so we're trying every effort to, get you de-stressed and help you out with these different types of services. So I think that that's something that, you know, a lot of our associates right now are so grateful that we have that service. Also with childcare reimbursement, the biggest difference is here is if you are making under a certain amount, we actually help you pay with childcare services where I believe it's up to $250 a month that we're able to help you out with childcare services. So again, that's something that our associates are you know, taking advantage if they can and meet those requirements. You know, times right now that we're very stressful and everything is going on, we do offer, you know, confidential counseling. And that's something that, again, it's just talking to someone, helping them, you know, helping you get de-stressed. How do I do this? What do I do? So it's just a lot of things that is just amazing and eye-opening that the bank, you know, offers for us as associates when we join the bank. And again, also with, you know, if you have any questions about legal services, I mean, that's something that we have someone in our department that can help you out with. So these are just, you know, a long list of benefits that we have when you join the bank with us. And if you do decide to join the bank, I mean, you want to make sure that you have your resume ready, updated, have all your information on there correctly. You know, don't be afraid to think, oh my goodness, I have been out of work for a couple years, but you know, even before that, you were maybe a manager, you were a cashier, you were in customer service. Highlight that information. That's something that us as recruiters, we look for. And you know, if you do really well in the interview, we feel that, you know what, it's just kind of getting back on the bike again, or just kind of getting back on there, and we'll just train you again and get you into the financial centers. But you know, please be ready with your resume. Our career website, I think Lori, it might be on one of on the slides. I didn't put it up on there, but it is bankofamerica.com/careers. We do have several openings right now in the Florida area, or even outside of the state if you're looking for that. So once you're in our career site, you just filter out with what you're looking for, certain cities, certain, you know, lines of businesses that you're looking for, and post. Thank you, Lori. And so I'm so sorry. I'm I'm supposed to be sending it off over to my partner. Goodness, sorry. I'm like, what's happening? So Carrie Barnett, she is the Academy Operations Integration Consultant. I do apologize. Take it away, Carrie.
Thanks, Zolia. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for having me on the call today. As Zolia mentioned, my name is Carrie Barnett, and I work for Bank of America in Litchfield, Maine. I'm really excited today to share a little bit about my journey with Bank of America. I started 15 years ago as a part-time teller after being out of the workforce for several years when I had my children. I was initially attracted really to the flexible hours, holidays off, Sundays off, and the childcare reimbursement program. The childcare reimbursement program really is where the bank will assist in paying for daycare, but I quickly learned that there was so much more to offer. With the strong development plans the bank offers and endless professional support, I was able to move from a part-time teller position to a full-time relationship banker fairly quickly, where I had more of a chance to really connect one-on-one with my customers. As new positions became available, I found myself saying yes to several more opportunities until I became a financial center manager. I really enjoyed this role, being able to help my customers with their financial goals, but also being able to help associates with their professional goals. I took great pride when someone said that once worked for me, developed themselves, and I got credited with them becoming my peer. 4 years ago, I again said yes to an opportunity to work for an up-and-coming team as part of the Academy for Financial Centers as the Academy and Operations Integration Consultant. The Academy for Financial Centers partners with our Learning and Leadership Development team to support the financial centers in associate development, whether it's a brand new associate coming in new to role as they onboard with the company, or a tenured associate that's looking to further their career through an in-role development or a mastery program. We determine what skills are needed, we create and maintain the curriculum, assist with systems access, enhance each program with dedicated academy managers, and provide overall support for our associates. While my day-to-day responsibilities are different every single day, each new day is an opportunity for me to do something great and impact the development of our associates. Looking at the benefits that Bank of America has to offer, as Zolia showed us, is a little overwhelming. The benefits that we have focus on our overall well-being and support us in ways to allow us to bring our whole self to work. Currently, I'm going back to school to earn my MBA, and the bank is paying for me to go. Prior to my MBA, my favorite benefit was the discount program. This program allows me to get discounts on things I use every single day and is consistently saving me money. From a discount on my cell phone bill monthly to discounted tickets or car rental rates when I go on vacation, when I could go on vacation, the support that I receive goes far beyond my paycheck. The connection that we have through our employee networks, including a group called Lead for Women, rounds out my favorite benefits. Lead for Women is a network dedicated to promoting professional women's development. There are monthly events that I can attend virtually with topics developing from how to develop my brand all the way to chair yoga. I've learned in my 15 years with the bank that the only limitation to what's offered from this company is what you're willing to put in. Every year, we're surveyed to see what matters most to us as associates, and change is made as a result of that survey. We're empowered to have a voice, to make the company we work for the best company to work for, and to live our best lives. Thanks so much for allowing me to take a few minutes on the call today. I wish you all success. I'd now like to turn it over to Brenda Alonso, who's a relationship banker in Florida.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much, Mary. Katie, I'm sorry. Carrie, I'm sorry for the introduction. Really much appreciated. Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Brenda Alonso. I started with Bank of America. About 2 years ago. It's gonna be 2 years in October. I'm originally from Bradenton, Florida, so I'm from the area around the Women's Resource Center. I started with the bank, like I said, 2 years ago when I graduated with my BA in Business Administration and International Affairs. So I moved back from DC, and then a couple months after, I started working for Bank of America as a relationship banker. I'm a proud Bank of America community volunteer, and I currently work at the Nokomis Village location. So as a relationship banker, one word that I would use to describe my role is a really multitasker. We are knowledgeable and proficient in more than one role or one area in the banking center. And this really gives us the skills to tackle any and overcome any sort of situation that comes up in a banking center in our ever-changing world. So basically, as a relationship banker, we are the digital ambassadors, the digital champions for the branch. We really have all of the information and are given all of the knowledge to then pass on to our customers all of the great things that Bank of America is doing in terms of digital banking. We encourage all of our customers to give it a try to our award-winning app. It really, really gives us a chance to connect with all of our customers at a different level, both in and outside of the bank. With that, we as relationship bankers have training and proficiency as platform associates. So we really get to connect with the customer one-on-one, give advice, financial advice to them in an office setting, and finish off their transaction also on the teller line. That has actually given me learning both sides of the banking industry has really taught me a lot about how to sort of approach a customer in the area who has been banking a certain way for their entire life, and also how to tackle a relationship with a new client who is more into digital banking as opposed to a client who is more into cashing checks and writing checks. It has given me really an upper hand on understanding the entire platform of how banking works, and not only for my job, but for my personal endeavors. So as a relationship banker, like I said, we handle and tackle any and all obstacles that come our way. So we open accounts, we help get our customers on board with online or mobile banking. We tackle any questions regarding an account, regarding mortgage, regarding auto loan, a credit card. So any and all of the very difficult or easy, simple questions that come in, we really handle, we tackle, and we get to connect, like I said, with the customer one-on-one, both in a platform setting, in an office, in a lobby, or also on the teller line. So, like I said, almost 2 years ago, I started with Bank of America, and it's a really great company. But one of the benefits that I would really like to highlight is the tuition reimbursement, tuition prepayment assistance program. So like Zolia mentioned earlier, the program this year did increase from $5,500 to $7,500 dollars a year. So after 2 years of not going back to school, I decided to go back to school this year and start my MBA in August. So this program has really, helped really the decision making and the timing into going back to school. It's one of my dreams has always been to get my MBA, and Bank of America is helping me do that by being able to work full-time and also going to school full-time with the assistance. And it's really cool actually, because it used to just be that before this year, they only offered the tuition reimbursement, but this year, along with increasing the amount that you're allowed to use, they also did a tuition prepayment. So instead of you paying for your class and then them giving you the reimbursement, you're actually now able, with participating universities, you're able to contact them and they will be getting a voucher of prepayment for your class. So you don't even have to sort of invest in giving the payment and then waiting for the bank to pay you back, which really courses, both BA and MBA, can be very expensive. So that's actually a really, really great, you don't have to have, I guess, all the money up front in order to go ahead and invest it and then wait for the bank to give it back. They're doing that ahead of time for you, which gives you, even a bigger push and leap. So that's very, very much appreciated, along with increasing the amount. So absolutely one of the main reasons, it's proof that Bank of America is committed to associate development. Since I will be planning on moving next year to Washington, D.C. And another big advantage that Bank of America offers, since it's such a large bank, is it has branches all over the country. So that to me means that I can start my MBA now in August, and then once I'm able to go back into classes in January, I'm able to move to Washington, D.C., have time to find a branch or position open for me there, continue to work full-time for Bank of America, and go to school full-time. So that has given me the opportunity to not only start my my dream of my MBA here, but have the flexibility to move to a different state. So really a lot to think about, a lot of great benefits, but this is one that, like I said, it's really exciting to work for a company that is willing to help you out that much to accomplish your dreams. So with that being said, thank you so much for inviting me over. I love the opportunity. I really appreciate it. And I'm going to pass it over to the one and only Financial Center Manager, Amelia Obi.
Let me unmute myself now. Thank you so much, Brenda. It's always a pleasure getting to work with you. We're right in the same market, so we're nice and close by. My name is Amelia Obi. As she said, I'm a Financial Center Manager in the Sarasota market. I have an office just off South Tamiami Trail out near Siesta Drive. And I have been with Bank of America about 4.5 years. 5 years will be in September. And I actually kind of fell into banking. I came from the retail management world for about 11 years. And as everybody kind of knows, retail goes up and down. So you've got great parts of retail, great times in retail. You have those those downsides. And so when I came to become interested in a different industry like banking, it was right at that downslope of the retail industry where my boutique had closed and I needed to find a direction. I have my bachelor's in criminology, but I feel very fortunate that Bank of America was willing to invest and develop me to join the bank within a financial center manager capacity. So I did join the bank as a financial center manager. So what my role is within the bank is to, it's kind of threefold. So I run day-to-day operations for the office, your logistics, managing risk. I'm also responsible for the coaching and development of several different roles in the office. As Brenda said, that she is a relationship banker. We have relationship bankers that are kind of our starting bankers. We've got relationship managers that are a little bit more senior level. We've got our customer service representatives who run our teller lines, as well as our assistant managers. So there's a lot of different roles and opportunity within the financial center that you are balancing and developing within the financial center. In addition to that, you're also helping to manage the client experience. So clients coming through your doors every day, making sure that they're receiving the same experience day in, day out, that every client that walks in is having the same experience every single time they come in. So there's a lot of different hats to wear, but I love it. So like I said, this was a new industry for me coming in, but Bank of America really invested in helping me to develop myself and create a flexibility and an adaptability that I didn't even know I had to learn new things and to really start to learn how to become successful at those things. Zolia had mentioned a lot of benefits that Bank of America offers, and I feel very fortunate that I've been able to take advantage of some of those. It's hard not to. There's just so many. Personally, the childcare piece has been a huge piece for me. I have a 7-year-old at home, and first joining the bank, the work-life balance obviously is amazing. You can't hurt to have a Monday to Friday 9-to-5 job. That's already great. But on top of that, right, making sure that your children are being cared for. The bank does such a great job in investing in that care that I need for my son. Specifically, a really good example, when I was first joining the bank, one of the first offices I worked in on my own was up in Sun City Center. That's about 35-40 miles from here. And my son at the time was about 3 years old. So it's really hard to have your son that far away from you while you're working up in another financial center outside the city. So the backup care that she happened to mention, I was able to take advantage of to actually have, for the time that I was up in that office, I managed to have a daycare that the bank partnered with to be able to temporarily place my son so that instead of being 40 miles down the road, he was only 2 miles down the road. And to have the bank help cover the majority of that, to where I think I was paying maybe $15 a day or $20 a day. It was amazing. So a lot of help with that. The Child Care Plus, your child's permanent after school care, they help take care of that every month for us. We're in this position now where things are going, everything is turning upside down. We're in such an unprecedented time where, people are fearing for their jobs and fearing for their careers and what's going to happen. And I can't help but feel so fortunate that I'm part of a company that has made me feel so secure day in and day out about their support and their intentional support for their associates, for everyone that works for the company. They continue the child care support even now when we're coming to work day to day, and it doesn't stop there. The other piece that really made a difference to me was making sure that I could still move upward. Joining as a financial center manager, I didn't want to feel like I had a ceiling on top of my head. And so coming into such a large corporation where there's so many different avenues, so many lines of businesses that you can join. Currently, even with the pandemic going on, the bank is still investing in my development as well, so that I can, promote eventually, advance eventually. And so right now I'm helping to act in a market capacity where I'm supporting 10 financial centers right now, in addition to my own, to help me continue my coaching and development, so that I can really have that experience for moving forward. So I would say that anybody considering that career change, that career move, that resume is a big piece, but that openness to adapting and being flexible and just wanting that change, it could very well pay off for you. I couldn't be more grateful or more happy to work for such a company that loves its diversity, loves its inclusion, and wants so much for all of us. And so that was my little piece. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to turn it over to Ellen, who is our registered senior client associate, so that she can continue.
Thank you so much. And hi, everyone. Thank you for inviting me to participate today. I work for Merrill Lynch in the Bradenton, Florida office as a registered senior client associate. I support 4 financial advisors and their clients with both their Merrill Lynch and their Bank of America needs. We kind of try and do it all for them. I started almost 24 years ago when Bank of America wasn't Bank of America down here in Florida. I started with Barnett Bank, and I was an administrative assistant in their marketing area. At the time, I had just gotten divorced and I had a baby. So medical insurance was very, very important to me, and I was fortunate enough to have that, because everybody knows how often babies get sick. The child care benefit wasn't around back then. That came along a couple years later. But when I got that, I felt like I had gotten a huge raise. I couldn't believe that somebody would give me money to be able to pay for my son's care. Our benefits here at Bank of America are awesome. And the company has always been, with me and my experiences, very, very family friendly. If I had to leave because my son was sick, it was never a problem. I had teammates that would step up and support me and help me. So I feel very fortunate to have been here this long. I haven't always had the same job. Like I said, I started as an administrative assistant, and I did that in marketing. And then I also did that for several years in small business banking before migrating over to the investments area. I started there as an administrative assistant to the department head, and then moved on to become a client associate. In that time, I also obtained both my Series 7 and my Series 66 securities licenses, which gives us more training and gives us opportunities to better help the clients. So I feel very fortunate, and there's also, they give us a lot of training, a lot of ways to develop ourselves and opportunities. So like I said, I'm grateful to be with this company, and I will probably be with them for many more years. Thank you so much. And now let me introduce Derek Ricker. He's a financial center manager in Venice, Florida. And this is humbling, but what do I do to hand it off to him?
I just start to talk.
Oh, okay, perfect.
And thank you, Ellen. Thank you, everybody. I'd like to thank all the attendees who were able to join the call today, and everybody who's going to be able to view this later on through the Women's Resource Center. Of course, also a warm thank you to all the participants for sharing a little bit of your life journey that has led them to Bank of America. And of course, the Women's Resource Center. Thank you so much for having us today, giving us the opportunity to share a little bit about ourselves and a little bit about the bank and some of the great benefits the bank has to offer. Of course, we heard from tuition reimbursements, child care, no ceiling when you come into the bank, and how they actively work with you and push you forward. Of course, if you're happy coming in one position and you don't want to explore anything else, you continue to do so. But they want you to move forward. They want you to explore, to continue to push yourself. So it's an organization that wraps their arms around you. It almost feels like a hug, because it's always somebody asking how you're doing, what can they do to help, how can they assist. It's been a beautiful experience for me. I actually 3 years ago, moved down to Florida, and I used to be a manager at a car dealership. So my job was trying to extract as much money from people as I humanly possible while they were trying to make their purchase in a life-altering decision. second only to buying a house. And then my sister, very, very smart person, my sister. I'd like to say she's second to me, but I know she's smarter than I am. But she recommended, instead of trying to take all this money from people, why don't you try to save it for people? And recommended Bank of America to me. So I did up my resume. Of course, she helped me a little bit, doctor it up, make it look nice and presentable. I submitted it in. Within a couple months, I was in a training program. Thanks to, of course, Mrs. Hernandez recruiting over, and then Carrie for helping build and train these training programs. And then, of course, I was sitting down with somebody like Amelia to help me go through the walks of life, while somebody like Brenda was showing me actually how to do the systems and interact with clients on a day-to-day. And then, of course, while I'm interacting with clients on a day-to-day basis, I'm recommending them to go see them. So everybody here today is a part of a big circle that you will talk with and deal with throughout your journey at Bank of America. But thank you very much for your time. Thank you for coming in. Now I'll pass it back over to Lori for any questions that we might have.
Okay, we do. Thank you, everybody. That was terrific. We do have questions. So one, I love this question. It seems like many of you are working from home offices now. Is that correct?
A lot of us are. Sorry if I cut over and took this one, but yes, a lot of us have transitioned to home offices, whether some positions, of course, are home offices to begin with. I know Mrs. Barnett, she works out of a home office exclusively, even before this dreadful pandemic hit. Some are there temporarily, itching to get back into the centers. So once those centers reopen, of course, they're going to come back and join their teams as normal. And some of us, of course, we're working at centers that have temporarily closed that hopefully will be reopening soon, that we'll be returning to, but we're helping out at centers that are open to help with capacity.
Yeah, in fact, that was a question, is do you know when the offices will be open?
As far as exact dates, don't have exact dates right now.
Yeah.
We're efforting to open them as soon as we can, though.
Yeah, you have to play it by ear and watch the numbers, right? The next one is, should we assume that the open positions on the website are current and all that are available today?
Mrs. Hernandez, do you have any?
There you go. I was trying to get unmute. Yes, so we have everything that is currently opened is on the career website. I was able to put it on the chat where it's bankofamerica.com/careers. And everything that we have posted on there is what is currently available. Again, you filter through different lines of businesses, but I do want to be honest with you. Right now, we have several positions in the financial centers that are open, but they will go really quickly because we haven't had some open for a little bit. So we reopened some, and we're having a huge influx of people applying. So if you are looking for position and you're ready and your resume is ready, please go in there today and see what we have available and apply, and at least get your information in there. But it should be very accurate.
Great, thanks, Zolia. The next one is really more of a comment, and I felt this way too when I was listening to your presentation, is that what a fantastic tuition benefit. It's really something.
Oh, it's awesome. I'm happy that we had, you know, Brenda and I believe Carrie. I think you guys took advantage of it. I mean, I think the increase literally just changed about a month ago, and it was more just to help out all the associates. I mean, it's $7,500 that it's free money for us, and it's educating our associates. And I mean, again, I'm just excited to hear Brenda, you know, taking full advantage of that. So, but it's such a great resource.
Yeah, terrific. Now, Brenda answered part of this, which is, are there options to transfer with Bank of America to another state? But the second half of that question is, if you are transferring, should you apply before you move, or do you wait till after you get there?
So there are several opportunities that you're able to transfer. So I'm going to be honest with you, when we as recruiters see someone applying to a position and they're internal and it's maybe the same position or they're applying for promotion, we get excited because we're like, they know the business, they, you know, we don't have to really kind of go over that, but it's such an easier move for them. But my suggestion is, because we want to be absolutely fair, internal and external, our internal associates have to apply. They have to go through the same process. They might not have to take an assessment because they're already enrolled, but they do have to apply for the position. We do go through, you know, in order, obviously, who applied and who's the best qualified for the position. But the answer is, and I'm going to use you, Brenda, as an example. So she wants to apply for a position, or she's hoping to look for a position in DC next year. My recommendation is, you know, to probably start looking for roles, maybe about 4 months out, just to kind of see what's available, you know, work with her manager, her financial center manager, her assistant manager, and what we call as our market leaders that are in charge of the certain region, to help them maybe connect and network with the managers that are in that area, so they could kind of get a heads up of, hey, I have an associate that is looking to move, you know, can you keep an eye out for them? So that's a lot of things that we like to do as networking here in the bank. But start looking 4 months out, and then my suggestion is literally start applying maybe about 2 months before, because the process could take about 2 to 4 weeks for interviews, for looking at your resume, whether we have you go an in-person interview or a WebEx interview that we're doing now. So that process could take about 2 to 3 weeks. Once we make you an offer, we are expecting you to be in the role within 2 to 3 weeks. So you have to be ready. And if you end up applying and you're like, okay, I'm ready, and you accept the offer, but you say, hey, I'm not starting until 2 months from now, that will definitely be difficult. So just, you have to be timely. So I say 4 months out, start applying about 2 months, and then, you know, go through the process and just be ready to move.
Great. Terrific. Thank you. If someone in the past was self-employed, is that something Bank of America would consider for experience?
I could take that one. Yes, but what is tricky about that is your resume. So a lot of people don't realize how important it is to have a really strong resume. I'll have a lot of applicants put that they've owned a business, and that's all they put on the resume. I've owned a business. Well, what did you do? You know, you have to think about it, is that we have no idea what skill sets you have. So you want to make sure that when you've a business owner, you know, did you have a large group of people that you were managing? Did you do cash handling? Did you, you know, were you the one that's always dealing with customers? So you want to put that skill sets on your resume and really highlight that. I mean, I truly get excited when I have people that have owned their own business, but then when you look at their resume, you're like, oh, you know, are they truly ready for a financial center manager position or a banker position? You want to highlight your skill sets on your resume and have the thought process of, we don't know what you're doing. We don't know what your job is. So you're describing it on the resume. So just be very detailed, put your leadership skills on there. And then the second half of that is, you could have a fantastic resume, but then you could have a terrible interview. So that's where the piece is. You have to be ready to interview. I mean, a lot of these business owners haven't interviewed, haven't had that experience. Practice. You know, do this in front of a mirror, record yourself, you know, see how your mannerism is. I use my hands a lot, and it's funny how I position my computer, but, you know, do you do that a lot? So you want to make sure that you have your resume and your interview good. So you want to have both of those two combined. It's not just one or the other. Again, I have a lot of resumes that are fantastic, and when I talk to them, no go. We're not moving forward. So
I absolutely have to put in a plug here for the Women's Resource Center. So if you need your resume created or updated, or you need practice with your interviewing skills, come meet with a resume coach or a career coach. It's no cost whatsoever to our clients. So
Awesome.
if you need either of those, give us a call. So the next question, it sounds like Bank of America is open to seasoned employees with other industry experience. Is that correct?
Absolutely. I mean, it just depends on what you're applying to, you know, really take a look at the job description, the requirements. You know, I think Amelia, it's funny, I got excited when she said that she came from the retail world. A lot of people from the retail industry, you know, don't even think about banking. They're like, I have nothing to do with that. No, it's fantastic. It's that type of background that we're truly looking for. I mean, you're dealing with customers, you're dealing with cash, you're dealing with, you know, angry customers, you're dealing with constant change. And, you know, that's what we're looking for. And, you know, it's kind of as a plug in terms of fast food restaurants, you know, even people say, oh, that's not going to go with banking. No, absolutely. I mean, you're dealing with customers again, you're dealing with cash handling. You have to resolve issues. You have to think really quickly and, you know, just be able to be very flexible. So, you know, don't think that because you don't have banking doesn't mean that you're not a fit here with us at Bank of America. So absolutely. I mean, we look at everybody. And again, it's all about the attitude and your spirit and your energy. And, you know, are you willing to learn the skill sets that we have and be very flexible and adapt?
Great. And then there's also a question about starting pay, but I would imagine that's dependent on the role. Is that right?
I'm sorry, guys. I'm totally monopolizing this call. So the starting pay for our financial centers, I could just talk about that, is we do start off at $20 an hour. So we recently just did that change this year, which is absolutely phenomenal. So our starting pay is $20 an hour. I mean, we're talking about $41,700 if I'm not mistaken, but I mean, it's fantastic. So it's full-time, you know, comes along with the full benefits, but a lot of other different lines of businesses, different roles. Obviously we have to take a look at your skill set and take a look at the ranges, but starting pay would be about $20 an hour for the financial centers.
Great. Well, that was the last question. Zolia, do you have any closing words, or Derek?
Well, just again, from me at least, I appreciate your time. I appreciate everybody who came on today, and look forward to seeing everybody, whether it's in the financial centers as clients or right beside them, working, of course, 6 feet apart with masks on nowadays, but look forward to seeing everybody out and about.
Well, thank you to all of you for presenting today. I appreciate it.
Thank you,
Sorry,
Lori, so
Zolia,
much.
I cut you off.
No. I just wanted to say thank you so much again. I mean, piggybacking on Derek, and this is, I love doing this stuff. And I mean, even, you know, people take advantage of the resources that, you know, the Women's Resource Center has for you, help you with your resume. It's very, very important. And then also interviewing. It's very important as well. Practice. I mean, kind of a little bit of a, I have to tell you, I'm extremely shy. And I know the line of work that you're saying, oh my gosh, you have to talk to people so much, but I do. It's over the phone, and I rarely do, you know, face-to-face video conferences, but I do a lot of presentations, which is kind of funny, with large groups of people before this whole pandemic. And I would practice, and I still practice, and I still practice. So, you know, just do that and fix your resume. That's the number one thing, is work on your resume, and add every single skill set that you've had, and work history and so forth. So hopefully I'll see you guys.
Great. Well, thank you everybody for participating. And right after this session ends, we will send you an email with the materials, the Bank of America materials, and the slides that I shared at the beginning of the call. So thanks again, everybody. Have a great one. Bye.